I can tell you this, I wouldn't want to play a game of tiddlywinks with Phil Ivey.
Hey, how's it going? My name's Gareth James. Welcome back to MTT Poker School. In today's video, we're going to take a look at a 3-bet pot played between Phil Ivey and Orpen Kisacikoglu. Now, there's a probably 99% chance that I completely butchered that last name, so please forgive me. But I'll tell you one thing, there's also something else that got butchered, and that's this hand. So in this video, I'm going to go through what I think Ivey did wrong, what he should have done, and try to work out why he did what he did. Let's get into the hand.
For about 750K.
Wow.
So the geographical run good is here in the Czech Republic.
That's what is funding his retirement?
Yeah, right. That's what it is. Ivey raises it up to 3K in the cutoff with the King 10 of hearts. Kisacikoglu has Ace King on the button. His 3-bet is to 11K.
So it all starts with Ivey opening in the cutoff to 3K with the King 10 of hearts, Kisacikoglu 3-betting to 11K with the Ace of clubs, King of diamonds, and Ivey calling. Pretty standard stuff from both players so far, so let's go to the flop.
A bit disrespectful to 3-bet Ivey.
Ivey thought the same. He made the call. Flop comes 9-5-7 all spades. No spade in either player's hand. Not the flop both of these guys were dreaming of.
The flop comes 9-7-5 all spades, Ivey checks, and Kisacikoglu bets 8K, a bet of around third pot. Now this is one of those boards where the equities run pretty close together and the out of position player has a lot more 2-pair plus type hands. 15.7% of his overall range versus 8.5% for the in-position 3-better. All of this would often point the in-position player to do a lot of checking, as we can see suggested by the solver, and ace-king off with no spade is definitely one of those hands that wants to check. We don't want to bet too many hands on this board that have to fold to a check raise, or indeed have no great turn cards that they want to barrel. No single hand category gets bet at high or full frequency here, so flushes, sets, overpairs, top pairs, underpairs, second pairs, ace highs, king highs, and nothing all get mixed at some frequency. All draws are getting mixed too. And when it comes to overpairs, for example, the solver prefers to bet if it has a spade in it, although the weaker and more vulnerable the overpair, the more likely it is to bet, regardless of whether it has a spade or not.
Ivey just always has plans.
Phil Ivey, the check call with the King 10 of hearts on the 9-5-7 all spade board.
Versus this third pot bet, Ivey is supposed to fold around 33% of his range, and King 10 of hearts is definitely one of those hands. The equity with King 10 of hearts is very low, just around 25%, and its EV is actually less than 0. So what I'm basically saying is that calling King 10 of hearts is losing money here, and I just can't understand why Ivey would choose to call. Much better continues here are going to be flushes, straights, sets, 2 pairs, overpairs, top pairs, underpairs, second pairs, third pairs, low pairs with a spade, flush draws, 8-out straight draws, and most 4-out straight draws. That makes up about 67% of his range, and so there are plenty of better hands to choose to call here than the King 10 of hearts.
3 of spades comes on the turn. This could be part of his plan. He does check on the turn. Will Kisacikoglu give him the opening on the river?
The turn is the 3 of spades, Ivey checks, and Kisacikoglu chooses to check back. We can see that the solver suggests a lot of small betting here, but don't forget that his exact hand should do a lot of checking on the flop, and so shouldn't arrive at this turn after a bet and a call. The 3 of spades is a pretty range-neutral card, but in position now has a slight advantage in flushes, and the equity of those flushes is way higher, 88%, versus 70%, which is probably why the solver is suggesting doing a lot of betting here.
He will check. Jack of hearts comes on that river.
The river is the Jack of Hearts, and Ivey now chooses to bet for around half pot. Now you can see that if Ivey lands on this river with his hand, the King 10 of Hearts, he's supposed to bet this sizing very, very frequently. But he's just supposed to fold it on the flop, so this should mean that he has a lot more bluffs in this situation, and Kisacikoglu should look to call more hands than the solver suggests. Ivey's most common bluffs here will be hands like 8x and 6x that didn't improve, like Queen 8 suited, King 8 suited, Ace 8 suited and Ace 6 suited, and some low equity made hands that he turns into a bluff, like 6-5 suited and 5-4 suited. This bet is designed to get most 7x and 9x hands to fold.
Bets 20K, gets the snap fold from Orpen.
Against this roughly half pot bet, Kisacikoglu is supposed to fold 41% of his range, and his exact hand folds all the time. There are a lot of hands in his range that are very low EV calls here, like 7x, 9x, Jack-X and overpairs. And to be honest, even 2-pair sets, straights and some flushes are very low EV. So if Ivey believes that he can get a lot of these hands to fold on this river, then maybe that's why he called the flop. Simply because he felt his opponent would overfold on runouts like this one. I do think it's pretty ambitious though, but I'd love to hear what you think, so let me know in the comments. So what have we learned today? We learned that low monotone boards are quite range neutral and actually favour the out of position caller in a 3-bet pot, which should lead the in position 3-better to check back more frequently. We learned that a 4 to a flush turn card, while being fairly neutral once again, gives the advantage to the in position 3-better because their nut hands have more equity than out of positions. And we learned that Phil Ivey doesn't give a about GTO. Okay, that's going to do it for today's video. If you like this kind of analysis and you love Phil Ivey, then definitely check out this recent video right here. Hit that subscribe button right now if you haven't done so already as well. My name's Gareth James. You've been watching MTT Poker School. I'll be back soon with a brand new video, but until then, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.